Americans now owe $18.78 trillion in household debt, a record high. And it happened while unemployment sits at just 4.3%. How can people drown in debt when they have jobs? Here's the key insight. 73% of new credit card debt isn't from shopping sprees or fancy vacations. It's from groceries, gas, rent, keeping the lights on. This is survival borrowing. Every single major debt category hit an all-time high in 2025. Mortgages, credit cards, auto loans, student loans, all of them breaking records at the exact same time. In 2015, total household debt was $12.1 trillion. By 2020, $14.56 trillion. By 2025, $18.78 trillion. $6.5 trillion added in a single decade. Break that down per household, and the average American family owes roughly $139,000. 10 years ago, that number was under $90,000. It's climbing fast. Credit cards are the fastest growing debt category, up 55.7% in just 5 years. That dwarfs auto loans at 21.7% and student loans at a mere 6.7%. The average credit card APR hit 20.97%, and 60% of cardholders carry a balance month to month. At that interest rate, balances snowball. Americans collectively paid $455 billion in interest and fees last year alone, not towards savings, wealth, or investments, but simply money lost straight to lenders. Between 2020 and 2025, nominal wages grew about 25%, but total household debt grew 29%, and credit card debt up 55.7%. Wages lost the race. But here's the real pain. Adjust for inflation and median real wages grew just 6.3% over 5 years. Workers aren't falling behind because they're lazy. Costs just rose faster. Moody's chief economist Mark Zandi said it best. Even though they have a job, their purchasing power isn't rising. They owe a lot of money, but they own very little. Here's a stat that looks reassuring. The overall delinquency rate is 4.8%, exact same as 2019 before the pandemic. Sounds stable, right? But in 2019, total debt was $14.15 trillion. In 2025, it's $18.78 trillion. Same delinquency rate on $4.63 trillion more debt. Same rate, bigger problem. And the pain isn't spread evenly. The Fed confirmed it's concentrated in lower income areas. Upper income households are fine. This is a K-shaped debt crisis. Unemployment is just 4.3%. People have jobs. But this isn't a jobs crisis. It's a cost crisis. Housing costs doubled since 2018. New car costs doubled since 2011. The average monthly car payment hit a record of $742. And 2/3 of U.S. households are classified as financially unhealthy. Jobs alone can't solve a cost problem. The most vulnerable households spend 17% of their income just on interest and fees. Healthy households, just 1%. Debt creates more debt. A vicious feedback loop. The top 10% of earners now account for 49% of all consumer spending. Everyone else increasingly relies on credit to bridge the gap. Two Americas, same economy. Americans aren't overspending. They're underpaid for the economy they live in. Same jobs, same hustle, but the math just doesn't work anymore.